Moving straight into our sixth lesson, covering competency number 7, this descriptive statement reads, "The beginning teacher knows writing conventions and appropriate writing grammar and usage and provides students with direct instruction and structured practice in those areas." Simply put, for your exam, you're going to want to know how to teach students writing conventions. That is what this entire exam competency is all about, and we'll continue building off of the previous lessons that we've already learned to make sure you're totally prepped for test day. Let's get started. Regarding conventions of English in writing, remember that the cornerstone of proficient writing lies in understanding and effectively applying the conventions of English language. These conventions encompass the accepted standards and rules related to grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure, as well as usage. Starting with an overview of the conventions of English, here we're looking at grammar, which is the structure of language. Next, we have subject-verb agreement, which means the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree in number. Remember, singular or plural. Let's look at a couple of examples. The first is incorrect. The dogs runs fast. And the second is correct. The dogs run fast. So we can think about this and teach it to our students so they know the correct grammar usage. Now let's have a quick look at verb tenses, where the verb in a sentence should be in the appropriate tense to convey when an action took place. Some examples include I walked, I walk, I will walk. So we've got past, present, and future. Next, we have the use of proper noun and pronoun. These are people, places, things, or ideas. We could also have pronouns which replace nouns such as he, she, it, and they. So, for example, the incorrect version would be Mary lost Mary's books. We don't say that, but the correct version would be Mary lost her book. Grammatical errors are often found in students at every level. Next, we'll explore common mistakes students often make and how to fix them. Knowing these will give you a great advantage for your exam. Number 1, present and past tense. In English, we use different tenses to convey a message about the past, present, or future. The 4 tense forms in English are as follows. We have present simple, like I play, present continuous, I am playing, present perfect, I have played, and present perfect continuous, I have been playing. Some of the rules that you're going to want to remember. We have the past tense to discuss experiences, stories, and events that have already finished. An example, when I was a young child, I played at the park, all in the past. Now we have our writing grammatical errors. First are adverbs. Adverbs are qualifying verbs, and the example we have here is Stephen shook his book angrily. Next, your versus your. Your and your are homophones that often cause problems for students. Rules here, your means possession, Y-O-U-R. Now the example is this your basketball? Versus your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E is short for you are. And the example is you're very good at playing basketball. And the rule, of course, is if you can put in you are as opposed to your, then it works. The next common grammatical error is there versus there versus there. Once again, tricky homophones. Rules, there to refer to a place that isn't here. For example, over there. Let's go over there. And then use there, T-H-E-I-R, to refer to how someone owns something, showing that something belongs to another person. For example, their breakfast includes so much food. T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E is shortened for they are. The example is they're going to the party tonight, right? You may receive common word usage errors while taking your exam. Here is a set of 10 of the most common word usage errors in English. Knowing this will level up your chances of passing any questions about grammar on your exam. Common errors in word usage. We're going to be reading the sentences here. Susan offered her advice. Bill will advise his son to become a teacher. The strong wind will affect the baseball game. The movie had a powerful effect on me. We were all ready to go. By the time we got to the party, everyone had already left. Why don't you stay a while? It will be a while until the line is shorter. Can a beaver swim? May I use your pencil? Know these differences. And let's continue. Other common errors in word usage, we have her shoes complimented her dress. His boss complimented his new blue shoes. Even after his fall, he remained conscious. Jason could never steal because his conscience keeps him from doing the wrong thing. These are my everyday sunglasses. I wear these sunglasses every day while going to work. The ice cream tasted very good. She makes ice cream very well. The cat is playing with its favorite toy. She likes the hike because it's a challenge. Now we have common errors in punctuation. First, starting with apostrophes, when you want a plural, just add S. Billy owes Jane $5. When you want to show possession, use an apostrophe. Bill's $5 is gone because Jane took it. Commas are next, used in a list and to separate a sentence. My favorite colors are red, comma, blue, comma, and yellow. She went to the store, comma, but now she's at home. Now we have semicolons used to separate two independent clauses. I ate eggs for breakfast, however, I cooked the eggs too long. Here are our next errors in punctuation. We have colon. This is used as an independent clause to call attention to the words after it. For example, I bought groceries, colon, eggs, comma, milk, comma, and a can of beans. Then we have quotation marks used to show dialogue. Ending punctuation marks stay inside the quotation. Remember, that's a super common error. For example, mom said, comma, quotation mark, you better brush your teeth, exclamation mark, end of quotation mark. And remember, the first letter inside the quotation marks is capitalized. In this case, that is the letter Y for you. As you begin your career, you'll realize that you will work with many non native English speakers, and understanding grammar will give you the skills to better support people from all backgrounds. This is subject, verb, and predicate. A sentence includes three main parts. Remember, the subject, the verb, and a predicate. The subject is whom the sentence is all about. In this case, let's call this person Kelly. The verb is the action in the sentence. So Kelly runs. Runs is the verb. The predicate tells something about the subject. Kelly runs where? On the beach. Kelly runs on the beach. Now we have nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. A noun is a person, place, or thing. For example, Mrs. Smith, the park, a chair. Verb is an action word. Walk, run, sing. Next, we have a pronoun. That is a word used in place of a noun. She, he, they, it. Now we have sentence structures. For the test, know these three types of sentence structures: simple, compound, and complex. A simple sentence contains one independent clause and no dependent clauses. For example, I started early. A compound sentence is a sentence with at least two independent clauses, but it does not require a dependent clause. For example, I started late, comma, but I left early. I might choose to accept or decline your offer, semicolon. These are my options. Or she forgot her book at home, semicolon, however, comma, she finished the homework before class started. Now we have complex. This is a sentence that includes one or more dependent clauses, which we can also call subordinate clauses. I would like to visit Paris, but am afraid that I'll never return if I go. He could not go on vacation because he did not have enough money. Even if she earned more from her job, she would continue to bike to work. Now we have declarative sentences used to declare, I'm going to the store. So you state it. And then you have interrogative sentences. These are used to ask a question. The root is interrogate. Are you going to the store? Then imperative. This tells someone to do something. Please go to the store. Then we have to exclaim, used to express excitement. Wow, that's a really cool store. Remember, when it comes to providing instruction, always use the gradual release of responsibility technique. Look for this strategy on your exam. This means I do, we do, you do. Now that you've got a great background information for all of this, know the instructional strategies, and understand the materials needed, it's my job now to equip you with some awesome student activities to apply these skills. Be on the lookout for similar activities for your exam so you can choose the correct answers. Now, let's continue. Our first activity is a grammar scavenger hunt. The materials you're going to want are books, newspapers or magazines, and highlighters. This is especially excellent for kinesthetic and visual learners. So hint, hint, if there's something about kinesthetic or visual learners on your exam and something about a grammar scavenger hunt, pick this one. All right, activity is give students a list of grammar items to find, for example, a compound sentence, a proper noun, a verb in past tense, and place them around the room. The students should scour through the provided materials and highlight when they find an example. This gets them moving, searching, and interacting with real life texts and their friends. Next example we have is sentence building relay, really good for kinesthetic and auditory learners. The materials we'll use are strips of paper with words and a bell or a buzzer. Activity here is to divide the class into small teams. Each team gets a set of word strips, and one member from each team will run up, grab a word strip, and try to start forming a correct sentence. Teammates can shout out suggestions, and the first team to correctly build their sentence rings the bell. Next, we have grammar charades. This works great with kinesthetic and visual learners. Materials here are cards with grammar, terms, and concepts on them. For example, adjective, exclamation, or question. The activity is when the students draw a card and act it out without saying a word, while the rest of the class guesses what it is. For example, a student draws question, and the student might look puzzled and mimic writing a question on the paper. Not a great test taker? Click the link in the description below to get prepared faster, smarter, better, with everything you need to pass all in one place, so you get the test results you want and become a certified teacher with teacherpreps.com.